Hello everyone. Today we will going to see about the elementary tissue. Under that we will going to see the learning outcome. After completing this topic, the student will be able to draw the structure of the tissues, enlist the type of the tissues and discuss the function of different type of the tissue. So let us see the human body organization. In that we know that the very smallest unit of our human body is the cell. They group together form a tissue. These tissue are grouped together to form organ, and these are the organ which group together form organ system, and this organ system is nothing but the human body organism. Now let us talk about the tissues. The term tissue is used to describe a group of cells that are similar in structure and perform a specific function. Tissue are organized into four broad categories based on structural and functional similarities. These categories are: first one is epithelial tissue, second one is connective tissue, and third one is muscles and nervous tissue. Means these are the four main categories. Then let us see the classification of the tissue. So first one is epithelial, second one is muscular tissue, third one is connective tissue, and fourth one is nervous tissue. Under that, the epithelial tissue is again subcategorized into simple epithelial tissue and compound epithelial tissue. So under that, simple epithelium is again categorized into different four part. That is, first one is squamous simple epithelial tissue, then cuboidal, columnar and ciliated simple epithelial tissue. Then let us talk about the compound. In the compound epithelial tissue, again it is categorized into two part. That is, first one is stratified compound epithelial tissue, second one is transitional compound epithelial tissue. Then talk about the muscular tissue. So under that, the muscular is divided into three main subcategories of muscular tissue. That is, first one is smooth, second one is skeletal, and third one is cardiac muscular tissue. Then the third broad category of tissue is connective tissue, and it is get classified into areolar, then adipose connective tissue, then fibrous, and bone and the cartilage. Let us talk about the nervous tissue classification. Under that, the nervous tissue is having the neurons, and it is get categorized into sensory neurons, motor neurons, and the intercalated neurons. Next one about the epithelial tissue. You can see that epithelial tissue refers to group of cells that covers the exterior surface of the body, line internal cavities and passageways, and form certain glands. So let us talk about the epithelia are derived from all the three derm layers: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Ectoderm means epithelial of the skin, endoderm is epithelial of the gut, and the mesoderm is the epithelium of the pericardial. Now let us talk about the functions. What are the main functions of the epithelial tissue? The epithelial tissues are responsible for the protection, absorption, it acts as a barrier, then it is responsible for the excretion, secretory cells or the secretory function, then function as a sensory surfaces. Then these are the classification under that of the epithelial tissue. First one is simple epithelial tissue, stratified, pseudostratified and transitional epithelial tissue. So you can see the diagrammatic representation of simple epithelium. First one is simple squamous, then simple cuboidal, and third one is simple columnar epithelial tissue. Then under that the first one is the simple squamous epithelium. These are the single layered flat cells where examples are the lungs alveoli, then parietal layer of the Bowman's capsule of the kidney, and the functions are which is responsible for rapid transport of the substances, secretions of the fluid, diffusion of gases and osmosis. These are the simple squamous epithelial functions. Then simple cuboidal epithelium, single layer of the cuboidal shaped cells. On surface view you can see that the cell looking like a hexagonal. Then example is the thyroid follicles, tubules of nephrons, germinal layer of the ovary, then choroid plexus of the brain. What is the main function of simple cuboidal epithelium? Is the secretion and the absorption. Then talk about the simple columnar epithelium. Here the cells having more height than the width, as we have already seen in the diagrammatic representation. Then nuclei are elongated, located in the lower half of the cell. Generally found in the GIT or a stomach to the anus, then gallbladder, uterine tube and central canal of the spinal cord. Main functions of the simple columnar epithelium is the secretion, absorption and ciliary actions. Then let us talk about the stratified epithelium. So you can see the diagrammatic representation of the four types of the stratified epithelium. We already seen in the main classification of the tissue, and under that there is a stratified epithelium. So first one is the stratified squamous epithelium. You can see the diagrammatic representation which is multi-layered squamous cell, and there is having the keratinized and non-keratinized part. Functions are the protections of the deeper tissue. Then stratified cuboidal epithelium. You can see the diagrammatic representation of stratified cuboidal epithelium. The examples are ducts of Swett's gland, ovarian follicle, seminiferous tubule. These are the stratified cuboidal epitheliums are found there. What is the function? Main function is the passage to the secretions and act as a barrier. Then talk about the stratified columnar. This is the another classification of the epithelium. This is two or more layers of the cell, generally found in the conjunctiva, cavernous urethra. The function is the passage to the secretion and act as a barrier. Next one is the pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium, which is generally the ciliated and non-ciliated and may contain the goblet cells, generally found in trachea, bronchi, auditory tube, ductus deferens, male urethra, and the main functions of this pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium is the protection, ciliary movement, remove mucus, goblet cells secretes mucus. You can see over here the transitional epithelium. It is also called as the urothelium. You can see the diagrammatic representation, the connective tissue, basement membrane and the transitional epithelium. Generally the basal layer is the columnar or the cuboidal. Then middle layer is of pier or the polyhedral cells, and in the outer layer there is a rounded or umbrella cells. You can see this is the in the everything in the diagrammatic representation, that is outer layer is often binucleated, and in the basal layer there is a columnar and cuboidal cell. Examples are ureter and urinary bladder, and functions of that particular transitional epithelium is the protection and the distension. Connective tissue. Connective tissue serve as a connecting link for binding, supporting and strengthening all over the body tissue together. Connective tissue components majorly are specialized cells, extracellular matrix, protein, fiber and fluid phase. You can see the different functions of the connective tissue. It gives us a structural framework. Second function is the fluid and solute transfer. Third one is the physical protection. Fourth one is the tissue interconnection. Fifth one is the fat storage, and sixth one is the microorganism defense. Then next, you can see over here the connective tissue is again subcategorized, and you can see these are the different examples under that is in the connective tissue proper. But before that, we must have to see the main classification of the connective tissue. This is classified into three different parts. That is, first one is the connective tissue proper, second one is fluid connective tissue, and third one is supportive connective tissue. So under that, the connective tissue proper, the protein fibers, examples are collagen fibers, which gives us a toughness. Then reticular fiber, which is responsible for supporting cells. Elastic fibers, which is responsible for provide resilience. Connective tissue propers generally is of resident and migrating cells, that is fibroblasts, macrophages, fat cells, mast cells and other white cells. You can see over here the proper subcategory of the connective tissue proper is the loose connective tissue. Generally three types of the connective tissue proper. First one is the loose connective tissue. It is again also called as areolar tissue. Example means where it is found is to be beneath the dermis of the skin. Also consists of the cells called as fibroblast. What is the function of this particular loose connective tissue is the wrap and cushion the organ, and it macrophages the phagocytis bacteria. Reticular connective tissue is resembles or a similar like a loose areolar connective tissue, but only has a reticular fiber. Then talk about the adipose tissue, which is found in the specialized to store fat at the center of the ring. Shaped cells called adipocytes, and it serves as a protective cushion for joints and organs. The function majorly it's provide reserve food fuel and insulate against heat loss. Third type of connective tissue proper is the dense connective tissue. Example is the dermis, tendons and ligament, and which is responsible for poor blood supply, contains closely packed bundle of collagen fiber, which is of two types, regular and the irregular dense connective tissue. Here you can see the diagrammatic representation of the connective tissue. In that you can find out the elastic fiber, nerve fiber, macrophages, mast cells, lymphocytes, ground substances, fibroblasts, collagen fibers, fat cells, reticular fiber, capillary and neutrophil and plasma cells. These are the example of the connective tissue, that is blood and cartilage. Blood is mostly atypical connective tissue. It is composed of cells that are suspended in a fluid intercellular matrix called blood plasma. Then next is the cartilage, which is responsible for support body parts, provide body framework and attachment, protect underlying tissue and form a model for developing bone. Consists of cells called chondrocytes. You can see the diagrammatic representation. Beside that, you can found that the plasma, neutrophil, red blood cells and lymphocytes. Mainly the function of this blood is the transport of respiratory gases, nutrients, waste and other substances. Locations contains within the blood vessels. You can see the bones also is in the connective tissue. It is also called as osseous tissue, the most rigid connective tissue because of the calcium deposited in the matrix. Provides internal supports for the body, protects vital organ and serves as an attachment for most skeletal muscles. Blood vessels in the isotonic canal allow nutrients to diffuse into the fine channels called canaliculi for distributing the nourishment to all osteocytes. So this is all about the bone connective tissue. Now talk about the muscles tissue. Consists of muscle cell called muscle fiber which contains long protein filament called myofibrils that allow the cells to contract and produce body movement. Generally of three types: skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle and smooth muscle. Here you can see the skeletal muscle. It is also called as the striated muscle and generally having the voluntary control, multinucleated, striated and can contract with powerful force. You can see the diagrammatic representation. Then about the cardiac muscle. Mostly under involuntary control, uninucleated, cross-striated, form interconnected branching, contains specialized intercellular junction called intercalated disc and can contract continuously and rapidly. You can see the diagrammatic representation. Cardiac muscles generally found in the heart and which is responsible for contraction and relaxation. Now talk about the smooth muscle, which is again called as the visceral muscle or involuntary muscles. So under involuntary control and uninucleated, non-striated and contract with less force but longer durations, generally found in the visceral organs like GI tract, gastrointestinal system or a digestive system. You can find the smooth muscle. Then nervous tissue found in the brain, spinal cord and the nerves. It consists of the cell called neurons and are sensitive to changes in the environment and within the body, resulting in generating and transmitting the nerve impulse through their nerve fibers. Two types of the nerve fibers. So you can see the diagrammatic representation over there, the different parts of the nervous tissue, that is dendrites, axons, nodes of Ranvier, axon terminals, Schwann cell, myelin sheath and nucleus. These are all 8 parts of this particular nervous tissue. You can see the another diagrammatic representation. Neurons are branching cells and generally which is for having the cell processes and which is responsible for transmitting electric signals from sensory receptor and to effector, which controls their activity. So nuclei of supporting cells, cells body of neurons, they are interconnected together and form a nerve impulse and which is responsible for generating and transmitting the nerve impulse. So thank you very much for your patience hearing. Enjoy learning, happy learning. You can see my email ID or you can see my YouTube channel Dr. Vivek Kahale. If you like this particular video, then you can subscribe the channel and thank you very much.